Today we are about to dive into the ultimate recipe for soft, fluffy, melt-in-your-mouth donuts. If you've ever wondered how to get that perfect airy texture you see in bakery donuts, where they are light, pillowy and just the right amount of chewy, this is the video for you. I'll be sharing all my tips from the ingredients to the frying technique to make sure you end up with donuts that are pure cloud-like perfection. So roll up your sleeves, grab your ingredients, and let's make some magic in the kitchen. So to make the dough, we will need 7 basic ingredients: flour, milk, egg and butter to enrich the dough, sugar and salt to enhance flavor, and yeast as a leavening agent. Alright, first thing we're going to do is activate our yeast. Here's the trick. We're using 150 milliliters of lukewarm milk, and it should be warm to the touch, not hot. If it's too hot, it can actually kill the yeast, and if it's too cold, it won't activate. Add in half of our sugar, about 15 grams. The yeast will feed on the sugar, which will help it wake up faster. Now I'm adding 5 grams of active dry yeast. Give it a quick stir and let it sit for 10 minutes to 15 minutes. You want to see it foam up. If that happens, you're good to go. If you don't see any foam after 10 minutes, double check your milk temperature or your yeast freshness. A lot of people skip this check, but it's key for perfect texture in your donuts. While the yeast is getting cozy, let's get our dry ingredients together. In a large bowl, we have 400 grams of cake flour. Cake flour really gives the donuts that nice chew and soft texture, way better than bread flour. For donuts, we're also adding the rest of our sugar. Add half a teaspoon of salt. Mix these thoroughly. Make sure the sugar and salt are evenly spread throughout the dough, which is actually a little trick to keep each bite flavorful. If you are looking for even softer donuts, you can add a spoonful of potato. I know it sounds a bit odd, but it actually makes the dough extra soft and tender now that our yeast mixture is foamy and ready. Well, add in 2 medium eggs, give it a quick mix together. Eggs are what give the donuts a nice richness, which means that soft pillowy texture. Time to bring it all together. Add the wet ingredients to the dry ingredients. And if you are using a dough mixer, knead on low speed for about 4 to 5 minutes until it just starts to come together. The dough might look a bit sticky, but that's totally fine. You want it slightly tacky. It's what helps keep the donuts soft and tender. If you are kneading by hand, resist the urge to add too much flour. Sticky dough at the stage is good. Adding too much flour can make the donuts tough, so only sprinkle a tiny bit if possible to work with. Now here's where we add our secret weapon: soft unsalted butter. We're using 40 grams, and instead of adding it all once, add it gradually while kneading. This helps it blend better and creates that soft elastic dough. Once all the butter is in, continue kneading for about 15 minutes. I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, this is what makes the dough super smooth and stretchy. Here's a little test to check if the dough is ready. Take a small piece and stretch it gently. If you can see light through it without tearing, you've nailed it. This is called the window pane test, and it means your dough has developed enough gluten for that fluffy texture. Now we're ready to let the dough rest. Cover it up and put it in a warm place for about an hour or until it's double in size. A warm spot helps the yeast works its magics faster. If your kitchen is on the cooler side, just pop the bowl in the oven with the light on. No heat, just the light on. It creates the perfect warm environment for the dough to rise. Once the dough has doubled, it is time to shape it. Punch it down gently to get rid of excess air. It's time for the fun part, shaping the donuts. When it comes to shaping donuts, feel free to be creative. Donuts can be shaped however you like. There is no wrong way. Here I'm doing the classic shape, one easy one. Just roll out the dough to about 1/2 inch thickness, then use a round cutter for the donut and smaller cutter for the hole. After our second rise, the donuts are beautifully puffed up and ready for the final touches. Now if you want that classic donut shape with a hole in the middle, take a small cutter and gently make a hole in each one. If you prefer them without a hole, feel free to leave them as is. After shaping, let the dough rest for 10 minutes. Start heating your oil. Heat your oil around 150 to 160 degrees. This slightly lower temperature helps us to get that soft pillowy texture inside. Let the oil come to temperature while our donuts finish resting and we'll be all set for frying. Now that our donuts have had a final rest and our oil is at the right temperature, it is time to fry. This is where all the effort comes together. Carefully place a few donuts into the oil, leaving space between them. You don't want to overcrowd the pan because it lowers the oil temperature, which can lead to greasy donuts. Fry your donuts for about 2 minutes on each side. They should puff up nicely and start to develop a beautiful light brown color. As each batch finishes, place the donuts on a wire rack or paper towel to drain off excess oil. The wire rack keeps them from sitting in the oil, which helps them stay light and airy rather than soggy. If you like sugar-coated donuts, give them a roll in granulated sugar while they're still warm so the sugar sticks perfectly for glazed donuts. Let them cool slightly before dipping so you can get an even coating without melting the glaze too much. And there you have it, soft fluffy melt in your mouth donuts, just like from a bakery. Try these tips and see the difference for yourself. Don't forget to like, subscribe and let me know in the comments how your donuts turned out. Thanks for watching.